Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going through the most underrated player in each decade. This is part 3. This is from the 1970s. And today's player is Lou Hudson. Lou Hudson was born on July 11, 1944. He graduated from James B. Dudley High School in North Carolina in 1962. He was a four-sport athlete, which is crazy to say. He was a quarterback in football, a first baseman in baseball, and a sprinter. Also playing basketball, obviously. He played for the University of Minnesota. He ended up getting his number retired there. He averaged 18 points a game in his first season there. In his second season, he averaged almost 25 points a game and 10 rebounds. He broke his right hand in 1966, missed 7 games. He averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds. Overall, he averaged 20 points, 8.9 rebounds, and shooting 47% from the field, and got his number retired, obviously. He was drafted by the St. Louis Hawks in 1966 and made an immediate impact, averaging 18 points a game. But somehow, despite averaging that many points a game and making the playoffs, he was not Rookie of the Year, but he was an all-rookie player. In the playoffs, he averaged 22 points a game, which is crazy for a rookie. They were eliminated by the San Francisco Warriors in the Western Division Finals, which are the Western Conference Finals nowadays. Already, he was very close to winning a championship in his first season, as he was in the conference finals. In 1968, he only played 46 games. As he was part of the military, he only averaged 12 points a game. Overall, he had a big downgrade, but that's because he was in the military. He still made the playoffs, and by the time of the playoffs, he was back to his normal self. He averaged 22 points a game. But again, they lost to the San Francisco Warriors this time in the second round, I believe. Yes, the second round, the Western Division Finals in 6 games. Twice in a row, he lost to the San Francisco Warriors. In 1969, he played 81 games. He was back after his military duty. He was back to his best. He averaged 21 points a game. He also, during this whole time, had been an all-star. But in 1969, he was his first all-star appearance, and it was his best season up to that point, as he averaged the most points. They made the playoffs once again, and in the playoffs, he averaged 22 points a game. But they got eliminated by the Los Angeles Lakers in the conference finals. This is the Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, but Elgin Baylor was kind of injured, and Wilt Chamberlain, Lakers. But again, the now Atlanta Hawks were very close to winning the championship. 1970 was easily his best season. He was an All-NBA second-team player. Probably could have been first team. He had 25 points a game and played 80 games, but he wasn't first team. He made the playoffs again, but he had a bit of a down year, as he only averaged 22 points a game this time. He lost to the Lakers again, as first he lost to the San Francisco Warriors twice, and then he lost to the Lakers twice. And it seemed like it became a pattern. In 1971, he had an even better year. He averaged 26 points a game and played 71 games. But he wasn't an All-NBA player. He was still an All-Star, but not an All-NBA player at this point. Despite all of this, he again had a very good playoffs. He averaged 25 points a game, but he lost to the Knicks. He just couldn't escape not losing. In 1972, again, he was still a very good player, but he couldn't do anything in the playoffs. 1973, for 5 years, he wouldn't be an All-Star, despite averaging 27 points a game. He's a very, very good volume scorer. As for I messed up. 3. For a 5-season stretch, he was almost averaging 25 points. Yeah. He was averaging 25 points a game for a 5-season stretch. He made an All-Star team every single year, but because there was only 2 All-NBA teams, and there's so much competition at the guard and forward spot as he played both positions, he only made one appearance. 1975, he only played 11 games, but in those 11 games, he was still the same player. He came back in 1976, wasn't the same player, didn't make an All-Star team. He averaged 17 points a game, but they missed the playoffs for the first time when he was healthy. 1977, again they missed the playoffs. In 1978, he joined the Lakers, who had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But even though the next season after he retired from the Lakers, they would go on to win NBA championship, it was too late. He spent most of his career with the St. Louis Hawks / Atlanta Hawks. He never won a championship. He was a 6-time All-Star, 1 All-NBA second-team player, All-Rookie player. Got his number retired. Was a very good player. The original Sweet Lou Hudson was a very good playoff performer. I forgot to mention 1973. Even though they lost once again, he had almost 30 points a game, and in the playoffs, he was even better than the regular season. Even though he had a awful playoffs at the end of his career, we just factor in his prime when he was averaging 20 points a game. In the playoffs, despite having a 6-point per game playoffs, his playoff average was still very, very good, which just goes to show you how good. We just factor in his prime. Without the Lakers years, he averaged 24 points a game in the playoffs, and it was for 7 seasons from 1966 to 1973. That's a good portion. That's a good, what should I say? Sample size. So overall, he was the original Sweet Lou. Sadly, he passed away on April 11, 2014. Rest in peace to original Sweet Lou Hudson. Sweet Lou. Lou Williams now has our nickname, but rest in peace to him. This is the 3rd edition of my series of the most underrated player in every decade. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.